So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you guys for being here. And as Melissa said, you can clearly understand from my accent, I'm originally from northern Minnesota. Eli, exactly, Eli, right? No, I'm from Italy. Thank you, the staff. Thank you so much for the university of having me here. It's really, really a pleasure of sharing with you what I've done through my professional career and experience. So I'll have just a me through the presentation, and it's going to be a little bit of interaction too. I don't know if you've ever done this one. It's called MENTI. So it's very simple. You just don't have to download anything. You just go to the website, MENTI, type in that code that you see on the screen. I'll always be at the top of the slide, so we can interact a little bit. Everybody's welcome. There's going to be a couple of votes. The votes are going to be anonymously, you know, so there's no name, no recording, nothing. It's just for fun. So I would like to share a little bit like what I've done in my professional career, what I've done and what brought me here to this role, and right now why this specific role that I have right now in time. So let's get started a little bit and get used to the platform. So this is super easy. So in one word, describe this week. You should have on your phone, laptop, whatever. You can type in the word and will pop up right here. So I'll start from what you're gonna tell me. Busy, long, productive. I like it. Fun, nice. Yeah. Good, lovely. Dangerous, great. Spicy. One terrible, not too bad. Good, hectic, yeah, I agree. Long, come on, it's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. Fun, yes, it is fun. Busy, good and long. Okay, that's good, that's good. Busy, bit stressful, coming in. Great, crazy, long. So those words actually, busy, long, good, fun, stressful, it's kind of like what you experience in your professional career. Yes, it's always busy. It's good and long and it's stressful. I have one thing I would like to share before starting my speech, what led me here. This is a quote I like for Mario Andretti, you know, that like Formula One driver, race, NASCAR, whatever he's done through his career. And he was saying that if you're not pushing hard enough, you feel safe. So you have to go and push always a little bit behind the boundaries, a little bit, you know, outside your comfort zone. So I started my career like as an entrepreneur, as Melissa was saying. I own a company with my brother. We were doing like embroidery cap, shirts, this kind of stuff. And we got the inspiration back in '95 after a trip we took to US. So we went back and we learned, we bought the material, machines and software and everything. Then we created a company. After that, I joined in the beginning of 2000 a company which was called Amplifon. Amplifon is the worldwide leader in hearing aids, retail, not manufacturing, but retail. And I was working in Milan at the corporate office. And after being there for a couple of years, I was pushing to try to do an international experience. So a role opened up in the US, in Minneapolis, because they have the US headquarters in Minneapolis, because they bought a company which is called Miracle Ear. Maybe you have heard about this company, you know, commercials on TV, whatever, online. And I was responsible for the parent company, so Amplifon, for Miracle Ear brand and marketing strategy. So creating the commercial, creating the marketing strategy, advertisement, and all of that in the different media in the US and Canada. After a couple of years, they called me back at the headquarters in Milano. I became corporate and brand marketing manager for the whole, you know, for worldwide, especially Europe and North America. When I came back, when I got back to Italy, I also completed, actually, I started and completed my MBA. My MBA was focused in marketing and strategy. After doing the MBA, you know, you started like grad school, you're graduated, you do your MBA, you feel like full, powerful, full of passion, and, you know, you want to do more. And I love doing marketing. I love doing branding. It was super fantastic working with, UK agencies, such and such, developing the marketing strategy and the brand new rebranding for all the stores in Europe and US. So it was fantastic. But I felt a little bit like confined in just the marketing and the branding environment. So I wanted something more, especially after the MBA. You feel like you can be the CEO of Apple after like just the MBA, right? And so I started asking, I wanted to do something more. I wanted to manage something more, but there was no room inside Amplifon. That's why I like this quote, because I kept pushing the company, of course, like delivering results, not because I was like just asking to do something more and give me more responsibility, but there was nothing inside. So I started looking outside the company. So I applied for job, talking to headhunters, and I got selected for a private marina on the Mediterranean Sea, which is called Marina Genova, to be their sales and marketing director. That was kind of like a startup, a 100 million euro startup, but nevertheless a startup. And I was managing all the commercials and marketing activities for the marina. Marina, you imagine like private yacht, like 300-foot long yacht. We had the yacht of Denzel Washington there. There was the Scott, which was the co-founder of Microsoft, who was there. So this kind of level of yacht, super luxury, super prestigious. You cannot imagine the kind of request they have, on board of this yacht. One I remember, it's kind of funny. We had a team which we call like the concierge, not the customer service of desk, but they were the concierge for this yacht. You hardly ever talk to the owner of the yacht, but you talk to the crew. So the head of the cabin, the captain of the ship of the cruise. And one request that they usually have is flowers for on board, for the guest, for the owner, for the whatever, it's flowers. And we learn that what you should answer as a question, whether we need flowers, not what kind of flowers, because they like what's in season, what's fresh, what's local, but what color, because it needs to match their ambient, the taste of the owner, or whatever is the furnishing of the yacht. So it's what color. And it took us a while to understand. But so the requests are crazy, are really, really crazy. Like, okay, one guy wanted lobster, so we had to rent an helicopter, get the lobster delivery on board. It was crazy. What that though was the constant tension on delivering same level of quality. And I explain you why. Because when we opened the resort, it was kind of like a 5-star resort. We opened a restaurant that wanted to be a Michelin star restaurant. So I selected the chef, the maitre, everything else. And I tell you, it's kind of easy when you open up a facility like that to have that quality, that level. But once it's like day one, day two, year one, year two, if you don't keep the same pressure on the staff and attention to the brand guidelines that you set for your facility, it's easy one day. Oh, there is a piece of paper on the table. Oh, it's been there for a month. It's gonna be there forever. Oh, the garbage can is there. It's visible. It's not so nice in a 5-star hotel room. Oh, but the cleaning team moved it there. So there are small incremental steps that you don't notice the first day, but after a year, it's gonna be a big gap from the original standard that you set. So you have to constantly maintain attention and go back to the origin and check, what you've done since the beginning. I stayed at the marina for 4 years. So that was 2008 till 2012. And after that, I was feeling too comfortable because I was doing the job, kind of easy, was repetitive, was no big challenges for me. And I like to be challenged. And so I started looking outside and look what was available. And again, I got selected by another headhunting company, and I became VP Sales of Marketing for the largest Italian theme park, which is called Mirabilandia. It's kind of like Ballet Fair in Minneapolis. So there is a theme park and the water park, kind of the same concept. And they selected me because they needed to revamp all the marketing activity. The sales were down year over year. So they needed a fresh, new enthusiasm and new strategy that was not in place. So I've been there for a couple of years, done the new marketing plan, sales plan, marketing activities, showed the commercial. It was super fun, super fun. I could not believe how intense working in a theme park is especially marketing, because you say, oh, it's fun, you know, you go there, you ride, you know, it's everybody's happy. True. There's so much behind the scene that you don't even know. Especially Mirabilandia is owned by a Spanish company called Parques Reunidos. They own 70 parks worldwide. And of course, it's well managed. And by that, what I mean is that we got measured daily on results, mainly on 2 KPIs, number of visitors per day and number of spending per person inside the park. So those are the 2 major KPIs for the theme park. And what does that mean? You build your own perfectly beautiful budget, daily, number of people, sales, food and beverage, attraction, you know, fast pass, everything perfect on paper, on Excel is fantastic. And then it rains. You know, yeah, it's a beautiful day in August, fantastic. August 10th, one of the busiest days of the season. You expect 20,000 people inside the park. It rains. What do? You have to shut down the water park. Inside the park, you have 1,000, not 20,000. You know, you have the daily call with your headquarters, and you report. Yeah, it was raining. Sure, Daniele, it's not your fault. It rained. Whatever. What are you gonna do next? How are you gonna make up for the 20,000 visitors and a 1 million euro loss? You know, that not your fault that it rained. It's your responsibility to make it up. So me and the CEO, Ricardo, which are still very good friends, we were looking daily. So how many people are coming in? How busy is the parking lot? How many cars are we, you know, having in the street try to get in? So we were like getting many numbers, because it's truly stressful, especially if you have to make up like 20,000 people. And so there is a lot of planning when the park is closed or during the winter season. So the strategic planning, the marketing planning, the media buying, social activities, you know. But then you also have a lot of strategic marketing going on the street during the season with all the tourists, the visitors, last minute, if it rains, whatever, do the next day. Stay there for a couple of years. Then the CEO, Ricardo, my good buddy, left. So it kind of like ruined a little bit the mood inside the company. And a couple of people left. So it was not the right place for me anymore. And I got selected by an international company called GL Events. GL Events is the 4th largest event organizer in the world. It's a French company based in Lyon. The headquarters is in Lyon. And I was selected to be the CEO of the branch, the Italian branch of the company. We own 2 exhibition centers, kind of like the deck, if you will, in Duluth. They were bigger, but to give you an idea. So indoor space, outside space, food and beverage, exhibition, concerts, convention, all that kind of stuff. We have 2 convention centers, one in Padova. Padova is a small city next to Venice. You can go to Venice in like 10 minutes. And the other one was in Turin. Turin is on the other side of Italy, northwest. And when I was there, again, I was selected to like manage the company, bring back sales, and especially strengthening the connection with the city, with the administration of the city, the officer of the city, which was kind of let go a little bit throughout the years. So it wasn't easy, it was tough, especially for the exhibition center in Turin, because they had a bad connection with the city, it was let go. And when you manage an exhibition center, you generate revenue and a big economical impact for the community, for the city. So the city, the Chamber of Commerce, they are your major partners, stakeholders, if not even shareholders of the company. After a few years being there, you know, turn around a little bit the company, 2018, when I was CEO of the company, and especially managing the exhibition center in Turin, was the best year for the company in terms of EBITDA level. So the earned before interest, tax, and amortization was the best year ever, double, you know, for like the last couple of years. So everybody was happy, they was happy, but I wanted something more, you know, getting a little bit more too comfortable there. So I was asking the company, what's next? What can I do more? What can I do better for you and the company? And so it happened, and they signed an agreement in Dubai with a local partner. I mean, not so local because it was from Australia, but anyhow, in Dubai, everybody's local. Once you're there, you know, it's like crazy. So they signed this partnership managing this exhibition center in Dubai. So they asked me if I wanted to go to Dubai managing this exhibition center. Of course, I said yes. Lovely, fantastic. I want to go. When is the next flight? So we arranged. I went there 2018, end of 2018, stay in Dubai till 2020. Then pandemic hit, like especially spring and summer 2020. And what happened in Dubai, like everywhere in the world, but especially in Dubai, with super, super hard, very hard lockdown. They locked the entire country, the whole Emirates, not only Dubai, but the whole Emirates. But when, I mean, lockdown, they lock customs. Nobody could leave, you know, the Emirates in and out. You were forced to stay like a hard lockdown at home. We had to download an app from the police and say, you know, I need to go grocery. So you have to tell police, I'm going to go grocery tomorrow at 3 p.m. from here to, you know, whatever, Casco and back, to be authorized by the app. And only when you have the authorization from the police, and you can drive there and back. Of course, mask, gloves, really crazy. But fact is that my industry, events, exhibition, conferences, live show, got to a complete stop, like wiped out overnight. And then was like for 3 months, it was March, April, May. Then they opened up a little bit in June, summer of 2020, they started, you know, reopening and having this kind of events. Problem is in Dubai, you don't have any protection, no union, not a public. So whatever the sheikh decide, boom, it's, you know, implemented overnight. And what happened is that, you know, it's so easy to get rid of employees, you know, like, okay, sorry, we don't have any job for you, so you're out. No contract means no visa. No visa means you cannot stay in Dubai. So we decided to move out of Dubai. Where do I go? Where do we go? Go back to Italy, go back to the States, and say, oh, let's go to the States. And now brings me here. You probably say, okay, why are you here in Duluth now, coming, you know, from Italy, Dubai, and all this kind of stuff? Because my wife is kind of from here. We met in Minneapolis when I was working for the company, for the hearing aids company. So she followed me all over these changes. And when this happened in Dubai, we said, oh, let's go to this. We have family, friends. And here I am. Now I am the president sales of operation for Visit Duluth. Visit Duluth is an organization that together with the city, together with the DEC, together with the marketing agency called Belmont in Minneapolis, we advertise and we promote the city, the community, the activities, the businesses. My focus and the focus of my organization is on the B2B side of the business. So try to bring here conferences, trade show, association meetings, congresses, this kind of stuff. The marketing agencies on the other side does all the leisure marketing. So they try to advertise on Facebook, Instagram, websites. So they try to bring here the local daily visitors that spend 1 night, 2 nights with their family, you know, go fishing, tasting, breweries, whatever. So that's kind of like my job now and the whole path that took me here. Now let's get a little bit interactive here. So join in if people have not yet done it. Code, if you haven't done it, it's still up the top of the screen. menti.com, code 77891958. Good, 34. 35 people, not too bad, not too bad. Is everybody in? Okay. So, oops, 1 second. Too early. It's going to be anonymous, don't worry, okay? It's not going to be your name, phone number, email, nothing, just for fun. Okay, 20 more seconds for you if you haven't done it yet. Just vote. Here you go. So right answer is this one. That's just for fun. Many of them, they want to ask you, Melissa, you know, if it's like important or not. Yeah. Exactly. So why am I playing this one? I'm gonna tell you like what happened to me and why I'm saying you can live without your grad school MBA or whatever you feel important for yourself. When I wanted to leave the hearing aids company in Milan after I completed my MBA, you know, you go through interviews and you go through like a selection process and everything, you know, not familiar probably yet, but kind of like that. I was selected at the end for this role by a headhunting company, which is called Egon Zehnder. Egon Zehnder is a Swiss-based headhunting company. It's one of the top niche on headhunting company. Incredibly high. You can Google Egon Zehnder. It's fantastic. So for me, you know, I was working there. You know, imagine 2000 and what, 7, 8. After the MBA, called me for you know a role, and oh, you know, my ego was like, yoo-hoo, like, you know, fantastic. I was so proud, so proud, so proud. So I went to the selection process, talked to all the people there, HR, CEOs, shareholders, blah, blah, blah. Was very long selection process. Probably the longest I've ever done, but it was really long. Anyhow, I got selected, I got the job, accept the offer, signed the paper, fantastic. You know, I had a final talk with the headhunter of Egon Zehnder. You know, he was like, congratulations, what can I do for you? Let's keep in touch. And everything was okay, fantastic. Thank you for helping me for the selection. Really proud and super fantastic. But because I was so proud of my master in business administration, which I, you know, recently graduated from, I had to ask the guy. And I said, hey, Gianluca, how important was for this selection process and for me, like, you know, getting this job, my degree in master administration? None, he said. 0. What? Excuse me? Why? No, it was not the piece of paper important for you, for them. It's what you share with them and how important everything that you have done, including your MBA, made everything important for you. So it was not the piece of paper of the knowledge that I have learned during the master. That was like 2 years, was an executive, so it was really exhausting. But what I was able to bring into the table, me. Why am I saying this one? Because part of what I'd like to share with you is like, it's not always or not only important your knowledge, your skills, especially hard skills, which you learn here, but it's also what you add to the table. So your passion, your enthusiasm, your resilience, it's what really matters. Not only the degree, not only the study, not only the marketing, not only the economics, which are important. Don't get me wrong, you cannot get a job without it. But there's all of you, you know, that can say and list those skills on your resume. But when you talk to people, when you interact with people through a selection, what you're able to bring to the table, the passion that you share with them, that's what makes the difference. So I'm not saying like it's not important. Actually, you cannot live without, but because it becomes part of you, it becomes of what you know, you share and the passion that I was so excited. I was so proud that, you know, showed like was really, it transferred through the whole process of the selection. And that was really what, part of it was really what got me the job. That's another interesting picture. That's me. I am the one with the red helmet right there. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I applied 3 times at the Italian Air Force Academy, didn't get selected. Then I did my flight training. I became a pilot myself, like, you know, the little Cessna, little planes and stuff like that. And then I started seeing people jumping off the plane. I said, whoa, so many people doing it. Like, sounds interesting. I want to try. Why not? You remember the first slide? I mean, a little bit like try. If you feel safe, it's not like good enough. Try a little bit more. And then I started doing it. Started training. I've done probably more than 2,500 jumps. I won the Italian national, to the World Cup in US, Turkey, Australia. It was super, super fantastic, super great, super, like, not only exciting, but also challenging. Why am I saying this one? Why am I sharing this one with you? Because this is an important also part of who you are, not skydiving. I mean, if you want to all go skydiving, go, I don't get me wrong. But it's like doing what is meaningful for you, doing what you have the passion for, whether it's skydiving, it's driving, it's cooking, it's reading, it's softball, it's basketball, whatever it's your passion, don't give it up because you have to study, you have to work, When I was skydiving, that was the year when I had my own company and I started working for the other company. I was dead broke, no money at all. All the little like we had as a team, we spent it in skydiving. That was so motivating for us. We want to do good. We hired a coach, a friend. So we became like the national champs, and then we went to the World Cup in Australia. That was our ultimate goal. And we made it, but it was really a lot of sacrifice. We invested every single weekend, every single euro that we had, or dollar if we were training in US. But this one is really important because it's what like really made us, but made me what I am, like trying to go and achieve, you know, like what are your goals, not only professional. So they're really, really important part of who you are. I have an ethical dilemma for you guys. So this is what I studied during the MBA, and I wrote it down so I don't forget, and I have the steps that I was taught during the ethics class at the MBA. This is a business case that I presented, and I want to share with you. So you have, imagine, picture, wherever it is, US, Europe, I don't care, you imagine. There is a company which is not doing so good. Has been years of struggling, let's say. Different shareholders were like always injecting money back to the company, preventing bankruptcy, okay? So they were keeping the company afloat. Shareholders were private, public, big corporation, maybe city, the state, this kind of like mix kind of entity. So not like, why am I saying this one? Because, you know, if you have to make an ethical decision, then it's like, who are you referring to? It's like private, you know, me and Melissa, we can decide whatever we want, or I have to refer to laws, government, rules, you know, it's kind of different. The current managing team, they developed a strategic 3-year plan in order to be able to go back to the shareholder, to the board, and say, yeah, we have a strategic plan. It's in place. We're gonna be good. We're gonna save your company. We're gonna make you. We're gonna give you money. We're gonna be profitable. Everything will be okay. Trust us. Yet the team, the management team, was facing a lot of criticism because, yeah, but you implemented the strategic plan, but we're losing money. Where is the return on investment for me as a shareholder? Where is the return on investment for the community? Are also public shareholders. So where is the return on investment for the community? So, and having said all of this and all this criticism, which were also public, because having public shareholders, in case you don't know, you open up any, you know, papers or news, they go public. So if they don't like something, they have a press conference and they say it out loud. We don't like it, you know, we don't like the company, the team, whatever, the management. So it was not a secret. So the ethical dilemma that the management team was facing, there were actually 4 scenarios. One was please everybody as much as possible so that the management team, the CEO, the general manager, the CFO, they could have lived comfortably okay in their jobs, okay? So I'm giving back what you want, I try my best, but I don't want to challenge the status quo, okay? I'm gonna live with that. Second option was to reward the shareholders. So try to squeeze the company as much as possible, maybe selling some of the assets, maybe squeezing on sales prices, try to maximize revenue, try to minimize losses, if not even giving back dividends. Third option that I had was giving a company a future. So being actual real in the strategic plan. So giving a company a future, what does it mean? Maybe having new shareholders, maybe having new equity in the company. And 4 challenge that I might have had was like focusing on the well-being of the employees. Employees had been like stressed for many, many years. They did not trust the management because, yeah, sure, you're telling, the strategic plan, but maybe not true. We are bombarded every day on the news because, they don't like us. So what is the right choice to do, in order to support your employees, which might not be, stay in your comfortable job or, giving the company a future because maybe you have to cut, and reduce stuff in order to give a future to the company. So future managers, choose on your device what you would have done, and please share with us your thoughts. In your device, you should have like a list of the 4 options that I explained to you, and tell me whether it's like which one is more ethical and which one is actually more showing more ethical, and the other one more leadership decision. Okay, I believe you are all done. If not, anyhow, there is a pretty clear indication here of what you think this management team should have done. Okay, in terms of leadership, I can see like give the company a future and well-being of employees are kind of equal. Of course, it's really ethical to like be responsible for your employees, and stay in a comfortable job is not a good decision for the majority of you. Yeah, I want your CV in that job, and then you tell. Just kidding. It's so what I just shared with you was what I had to face being the CEO at Padova Fiere when I was the CEO of the Italian branch of GL Events. That was the real scenario that I had to face. And those were the real like options that I had on my table. And why am I telling you? Because Padova Fiere, which was the exhibition center in Padova, has been losing money since the beginning of the ownership of GL Events. We had public shareholders. The team, the employees were really demotivated because they've seen changes of management a few times. They did not believe in the strategic plan. They did not believe in the change of management. They did not believe in the shareholders. So there was very, very lack of trust. And the company did not really have any strong-looking future. Okay, so it looks like the majority of you would have cared about well-being of the employees and giving company a future, which makes a lot of sense. How did I do that? The current situation of the current, especially shareholders percentages, public and private, was not working because my shareholders, the French company, they only want a profit. Why do I have to give you every year, a couple of millions to making it up for your losses? The public shareholders, they did not really care much about the profitability. They wanted the return on their investment in terms of number of exhibitions, number of conferences happening inside the exhibition center. Because then you have delegates, exhibitors, they go out to the restaurants, they book hotel rooms, use the transportation, go buy merchandise. And that's important for the community because they spend money, they generate, hospitality taxes, food and beverage taxes. So they were not aligned with their objectives. So the only way that I realized in order to support and give employees a future as well to give the company a future was to sell the company to somebody else, another owner, another company, another group interested in that. And I remember very well, I set an appointment with my president in Lyon, took the car, drove to Lyon, and I gave them these 3 scenarios. We stay, we keep losing money, we had another shareholders, or we sell the company. So we agreed that, we set up a plan in order to sell the company. So we would have like secure job to the employees and a future to the company. There was one problem. The selling the company, they would have not needed me as the CEO of the company, because you sell a company, you have a new company, you have a new shareholders. First thing they do when they have 51% of the majority of the shares, they, have their own management, their own CEO. And so the president said, yeah, Daniele, yeah, we can sell the company, we will sell the company, we sold the company the year after, but you will be out of job, you will not have your job. Yes, but my priority at that time, as you rightly said so, was not to maintain my comfortable job as CEO of the company, was to guarantee the future to the company and to the employee, okay? What happened then, because they, we were in a good relation and we were all doing a good job, they offered me the position in the other exhibition center and eventually in Dubai. But I was not guaranteed that, so it's, if you allow me, it's easy to say, but when you have to do it and you have to set the meeting with your president and say, okay, the company, and I might be out of job, I know, but it's for the good of the employee, the good of the company. So like a real life dilemma that I experienced, and was big ethical decision, was really big, wasn't easy, but it worked out because, yeah, it was for the, we took and we did a good choice. The company is still there, all the employees are still there, so I have a good relation with all of them, and so they're there. And that's for me like another really important lesson that, I hope I plant the seed in you. It's not really what you do, it's not really what you say, it's how you make people feeling. They remember you for what you've done for them, for what you have, if you care or not care, the well-being of the employees that we share at the beginning, that's really important. I am still in very good contact and connection with them because they, appreciated what I've done and what we have done together. I give another little example. At the exhibition center in Turin, I was asked to move from Padova to Turin because one big thing happened, that the CEO and the general manager of the company, they got caught in, let's say, illegal conversation over the phone because the city, whatever, they were doing another investigation. So they were caught in this illegal conversation over bidding for hosting an exhibition. Anyhow, to make it short, they were arrested. So they went to prison for a week and blah, blah, blah. So the president sent me to Turin and said, Daniele, go there tomorrow because we are, without any management there. And when I walk into the building, you can imagine having like employees like you. The day before, they had the CEO and the general management arrested with pictures, TV, on every newspaper. The mood was like dead silence. There were like not even a fly in the room. Rightly so. They were really scared. They were, not really trying what's next. Are they shutting down the not? What are here? And then my role was not to reinvent it because we did have a strategic plan. We did have the exhibition, sales was not doing so bad. We get to revamp the business, but was not that bad. My job and my role there was to re-engage with the team and the employees. So what I started for those 2 years that then brought the team up to the outstanding sales performances was to create like training program, like coaching program for my senior team, so that they can see that I was not just telling them what to do, but we build the future of the company together. So there was a year-long process of training, team building, you know, the kind of stuff that you do all together. You know, you shoot a commercial all together, having fun, especially in the exhibition center. We were all there, you know, making the script and shooting the commercial together. It was super nice. But anyhow, to make it short, it was all connected to a golf theme, if you will. And at the end of the training, we went to do a team building event in a golf course. None of us were golfers, so who cares? You know, we're just hitting balls, putting, just fun. And then there was like a buffet, free drinks, food for everybody. It was fantastic. It was really, really nice. At that moment, that was summer 2018. You know, we were really a team. We were really a team. All the entire company. It was really fantastic. It happens that a few weeks later, I announced the team that I was moved to Dubai, the company, and I accepted, you know, the new role in Dubai. And of course, you know, I could have had the opportunity of speaking. Thank you for the result. Thank you for these years. You know, we made it happen. You know, the blah blah blah, not blah blah blah, but not like meaningful talk. There was the president there that said thank you to Daniele. You know, this is the new manager coming in. And what I've done, I say thank you guys. Really, I couldn't have done it without you. And I showed them a golf ball. I had a golf ball. That was like, I didn't need to say anything. It was meaningless, you know, for the people in Lyon, for the new, they didn't understand. I didn't care. That was important for me because I made them feel good, appreciated. We all worked together. We achieved the results together. We went through the storm together, and we, you know, we were able to leave the company in a much better condition and situation than we found the company 2 years before. And that's what I meant. It's important how you make them feel, not what you teach them, you know, management skills, sales. True. But I'm sure they remember the goal. So that's all I have to tell you guys. And I'm here for questions. I'm here for, I don't know, to know a little bit more, some curiosity. Say it again, sorry. Sure. Yes, sure I will. Yes, please. I mean, the golf ball was pretty phenomenal. But when I joined the theme park, one of the situations that I had to face was like everybody was working in kind of silos. I was managing the sales and the marketing team. And I don't know if you know, but that's a true reality. They hate each other. They don't work together. Sales and marketing, they're like, you know, yin and yang. They need each other, but they don't want to work together. Oh, yeah, I do know the marketing activities you're not selling. Oh, your marketing commercial is really bad. You know, it's not because I'm a bad salesperson, because your marketing, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, that's true. That's true. So what I've done, seeing that and facing it, but literally in different offices, not even open space with cubicles, really confined in different offices. And even the sales team, you know, one was managing area, one another area. They were working in different offices. What? What's wrong with it? So the first thing that I've done, I, you know, created an open space. Of course, they hate me. Oh, you know, I can do a phone call. You know, it's so loud. But after a while, they were having fun and, you know, learning from each other. But an important thing that was not done yet there and was not shared was the knowledge of the numbers. So nor the sales team, neither the sales team nor the marketing team, they did not know how the park was performing. So what I've done, you know, when you have like old school baseball, like scoreboard, and you have the numbers that you have to manually change, whatever it is. So I created sort of the same. And because we had like visitors, suppliers, vendors coming in, we couldn't really share the numbers of the park. So the real numbers, like revenue or budget or anything. I put together how up or down we were on a daily basis versus budget and versus last year. And I did it myself, you know, printed out the numbers, green or red, arrows, green or red. And every day, accordingly to the numbers, I was changing on a big billboard, you know, the numbers for everybody. Why that made a big difference? First of all, because everybody got excited if we were doing good. Everybody was understanding why I was forcing them. Like, when it rained and we are, under budget in terms of visitors, and then why are you asking us to go and create a new marketing street activity, guerrilla? What's going on? They knew because they saw the number on a daily. But most important, they started working together. Because, hey, guys, we are, below budget. We are, above last year, but we below budget. Guess what? We're not going to get our bonuses. Really? Think about that. Marketing, what can you do for me? Oh, sales, what do you think about this one? That was super nice to see. That was like fantastic. I really, really, really like that. Seeing them evolving as a team, start working together and start delivering and proposing ideas. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. I really, really like it. Yes, please. So the question is, what do I see as a most unique feature of Duluth and what will bring people to Duluth? I would say some are the natural features of the city. Of course, we have the lake. Of course, we have the parks, hiking, snowing, trails, fishing, snowmobiling, because it's, the structure of what we are and where we are. So it's an advantage. It's a unique selling proposition that we have here. But another important one that we have now, and I feel it much stronger now, it's been cohesive with the other businesses in town. We meet monthly with the mayor and our team, constantly with the deck. We have a director of sales meeting with all the hotels. We meet with the restaurants. So that be cohesive is what it shows outside and you bid for an event. Because then they have what they call the FAM tour. FAM is a familiarization tour. You are an event organizer, you have your conference, 10,000 delegates. So you want to come and see the possible location. So we take you for a tour. We take you to the deck or wherever it's going to be your destination. We make you try food and beverage of the city. We show you how well we work together. There could even be a welcome speech, if not a shake hand from the mayor. So that is, I won't say, unseen anywhere else, but it's a strong fact here. So you put that one, you put that we are unique. It could overcome some of the deficits that we have because we are up north. Most of the year it's cold. We are 2 hours from Minneapolis. We are not a tier A destination. We're probably a tier C. So, but having said so, it's easy to show how strong we are together, and then it's a big advantage. Yes, please. Differences between the ethics and ethical behaviors between Italy and US. I have seen US way more structure, rigorous to rules than to Italy. In Italy, could be like a little bit like how can I say strange, because we have a very formal way of speaking with people, especially if we don't know. In the Latin language, when you speak to somebody as a you, I say you, Rick, it's like you could be you, the second person singular, or the second person plural, okay? And it's the second person singular is tu, the second personal plural is voi. So when you don't know somebody, you refer to this person as a you, second plural, as a voi. That creates some sort of a respect that it doesn't exist here. You can say you here with a lot of respect, but it's still you. No, I really don't call you by, doctor or whatever. It's easier to do it here. This could be misunderstood in Italy, because even if I refer to you as a you second plural, so very formal way of negotiating with you, I might not be as ethic in following the rules just because I have this facade. I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense to me because I see it and I lived it. So sometimes it's just, yes, we need to do it. I need to call you, I need to respect you. So you voi, second plural, but I don't do it, with trust or good intention, or could be easily misled and misunderstood. But here, even though you say you, could be second on second, plural, whatever, it's actually more implemented in a daily reality. So you follow, you do what is good for you. I met today with Carl, which is the diversity and equity chief of the city. I don't remember his title. And we were talking how, what can we do together in order to diversify more the community, and what can we do together when we present Duluth in terms of showing what the city is doing, attract more difference and be more tolerant in different religion, ethics, skin color, beliefs, all. And that's a true fact, which could be a little bit like just up in the air in Italy. Yeah. Yeah. So the question is, how do we measure success for an event? There might be a different ways, and it depends who's the owner of the exhibition center. And because like here, let's do an example of Duluth. The owner of the exhibition center is the state of Minnesota and the city of Duluth. No private equity in the company. So for them, KPI number one, so criteria number one, is how much are you able to bring back into the community? So what's the economical impact of what you do as an exhibition center with my state and public money for the community? And I give you an example. There are two ways of doing that, whether the event is B2C, so business to consumer, so a concert or like an event like Christmas, this kind of stuff where it's open to public. And the other one is a B2B, business to business. So only professionals, it's not open to the public, invitation and that kind of stuff. When you have a B2B event, those are the events very profitable for the community, because when you are on a business trip and you go to a convention in Vegas or wherever you're going to go, it's usually paid by the company. Your meals are paid by the company. Your meetings with clients are paid by the company. So you don't really care too much attention whether you have to offer an extra glass of wine to your client, if they order, a better meal. You want to please your clients, your people, your team, whoever you're going to bring. If you need to order something for your booth, for your stand, you do it because you're there for business. Whether it's the B2C events, so business to consumer, imagine Bentleyville or Oktoberfest is going to go on now. It's mostly local. So there's not so many people. I mean, Bentleyville, yes, don't get me wrong. But another B2B concept of the deck, it's mostly local within the 50 miles radius. And if it's an event for families, what happens is that, especially if you have a couple of kids or more, you try to put a lot of stuff in your backpacks, sandwiches, water, you try not to spend too much into the territory. So you're not giving back so much to the community. And so that we have an economical impact calculator, which based on those factors, room nights, people, B2C, B2B, we are able to show what could be the projected impact for the economy. If on the other side, if you run an exhibition center, like when I was running in Turin, that was 100% managed by the private company. So they do care about what the impact is for the community, but they do care about their bottom line a lot. So yeah, sure, Daniele, do great, meet with the mayor, have a fantastic agreement with them, share whatever you want to do, but, make me money. And that means like you have to manage much better your sales, your your sales per square foot, your food and beverage. You have to manage your P&L, your cost, your personnel, everything you put in the company in order to be able to please your shareholder in an ethical way. Yes, right. Yes. Sure. The question is, how do I measure my comfort zone and when I decide to go out the comfort zone? Okay, kind of like that. So there's not really a measurement tool, to be honest. It's something like that. You know, for instance, I mentioned when I was managing sales and marketing for the marina, for the yacht place, after the 4 years, it was getting a routine for me, for who I am. Don't get me wrong. I have friends back in Italy that have been in the same job for 20 years. They're super happy, nothing wrong. You know, you can stay in the same environment and be super happy. But when it gets too easy, too comfortable for me, I lose a little bit of the spark, you know, the enthusiasm, and I need something more. You know, I personally feel it, I know. And I was talking to the CEO of the company. I said, you know, I've been doing this one for the last couple of years. It's what's next? What's more? Especially when you as a manager, you select your team. And one of the most rewarding thing also as a manager, when you see your team growing. It's super nice, super nice. The CEO of Netflix said once, if you haven't read his book, you know, the only rule is no rule, no rules, rules, something like that. And he said that his best quarter will be the one when he doesn't have to make any decision, which it doesn't make him a, you know, less effective CEO, but actually a very effective one, because his team is capable of taking care of all the activities and all the problems. So I was able to raise these 3 managers that were working under me. So they were very capable of running the operation of the rest of the resort, the franchise, the stores, the marketing activities. So, and when that's really good, because you feel your team growing and you feel your team pushing you. Okay. So if you can grow, that's good. But if you cannot, you feel capped, you know, and a little squeeze in the daily stuff and very little decision. And I was too ambitious to stay there. So I started looking outside, and then I went to the theme park. But that's my metric for me. And even when I was skydiving, you know, I started normal. Okay, that's fun. Let's skydive. Let's jump off the plane. That's not enough. I don't want to do just a Sunday lunch with friends and have a beer. No. I want to be competing, you know. And we started with my friends together. We were the 2 of us that built the team and went on. And I still remember we started, so we're like 10 years before we went to the World Cup, and say, you know, what if one day as a team, you know, we went to the farthest possible place we could have think of, like, was Australia. So what if we are going to have, you know, the World Cup and we're going to be there? And it did happen. It did happen. My last jump that I've ever done in 2000 was in Australia after the World Cup. And lots of people also ask me, would you jump again? Did you miss it? And I say, no, really. Would I jump? Yeah, probably, yes. But do I miss it? No, I'm good. I'm done. Move on. Yes. Yep. That's a fantastic question. The question is where I learn how to make the ethical decision that I've done when I was in Padova. I believe could be a little bit of both. One, I did really focus on the well-being of the employees. That if I have to choose, you know, that was my first. I did really care a lot about the team. So I want a secure future for them. With 34 people, 34, actually, when I was selected for this company, the headhunter told me, you know, Daniele, you're going to be moving from a staff role, sales and marketing for the theme park. So you care about your marketing sales stuff, and you're going to be managing people. So what does it mean? And I said, what does it mean? You're going to be responsible for their families, because you're going to be the responsible to sign everything for that company, good or bad. And so I did feel like speaking about teams, but that particular circumstances, that was my #1 priority. And so the decision that made sense to me, not only for the well-being of the staff and for their future, but also for the future of the company, and giving the company a real future, was that we should have stepped out as a managing private company. And in fact, the company went 100% private for a year or so, and then the public bought the company back. So now the same company is 100% public, which makes total sense for an exhibition center like here, because it's for the best interest of the community. And so the decision was based on those factors. Like, really, I did care a lot about the team, and I did care about the future of the company. And that was, you know, out of the 3 scenarios that I shared with the president, that was the one that made the most sense, also for the parent company, for the company in Lyon, because they kept losing money and money. So I said, even if we sell the company for €1, which then it happened, we sold the company for €1, we stopped the bleeding, because every year was like 1.5 million that they had to inject back into the capital and to the equity, because otherwise we didn't have the money to pay, you know, employees and suppliers. So at the end, it turned out to be a win-win situation for the company, and especially for the employees. And even for me at the end, no, it was a good decision. So good things happen when you do good. So yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rick. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Yeah,